In behalf of our bosses, Mr. Joey Concepcion and Mr. Ramon Lopez, na nasa radio show namin ngayon, simultaneous, we would like to welcome everyone to our negosyo seminar. So as much as possible, I'm not sure how well you know Go Negosyo, pero kung nagbabasa po kayo ng radyo at ng dyaryo at TV show, radio show, makikita niyo po na most often than not, yung mga malalaking events po in-organize namin, like 5,000 people, 7,000 people. And that's my boss, Boss Joey. Yun yung style niya. Yung other boss namin, si Sir Mon, gusto niya yung mga ganitong mas intimate and mas focused na seminars. So later, I'll show you some slides about what we do in Go Negosyo. So just an information to everyone. Actually, my role this afternoon is to also present to you what we do in the advocacy. So basically, we're an NGO, so non-governmental organization. This year is actually our 10th year, and we're very happy with that. There's a lot of things happening, and Go Negosyo was founded by, as mentioned, by Mr. Joey Concepcion. He is the CEO of RFM Corporation, which yung mga products nila, kettle corn, Beatwater, there's Joey Pepperoni, and yung mga flour-based products like, White King. Nakakain na ba kayo ng White King? And yung pasta, syempre. Royal Pasta, Fiesta Pasta. So that's Mr. Joey Concepcion. And 2005, he was appointed by PGMA to be the Presidential Consultant for Entrepreneurship. So, medyo na-appoint si Sir Joey Concepcion, but after the term of PGMA, since it's coterminous, meaning after PGMA, the position also ended, he realized that it's really, really important for us Filipinos to be empowered as entrepreneurs. So what he did, he called his friends who are all entrepreneurs, and then he invited them to start a foundation that would empower entrepreneurs. Thus, Go Negosyo was born. Okay? So right now, Go Negosyo exists to inspire an entrepreneurship revolution in the Philippines. So when you say entrepreneurship, actually in the Philippine context, entrepreneurship is a form of nation building. Do you believe in that? How do we say so? Entrepreneurs create products and services for us to be able to enjoy, right? What else? Entrepreneurs are actually employing people. So later I have a slide that will show how important Filipino entrepreneurs are. So I think a month ago, I spoke in an ADB event. Yung mga participants there were actually from Spain, Germany, from other first world countries actually. And then apparently, their entrepreneurship is different from our entrepreneurship. In the Philippines kasi yung entrepreneurship natin, it's really a form of nation building. But for them, it's just, sige, gusto ko maging entrepreneur because I want to be an entrepreneur. So walang masyadong walang social, it's not really important. It's really personal for them. But for us, it's social. The goal of Go Negosyo really is to try to empower the livelihood for them to be entrepreneurs. So we're here in the Negosyo Seminar Basics. It's called Basics because first, if you're an aspiring entrepreneur, it would give you an idea of what it is or what it's like to be a negosyante. Our first topic is actually on entrepreneurship mindset. So later, check natin if you really have that entrepreneurship mindset, if you're ready. And if you're not ready, these are good points for you to ponder on and to improve whatever skills that you need to improve on. The second topic is on product development and marketing overview. I would just like to wish everyone a very fun day. So what's gonna happen after my talk, we will have a short forum featuring existing entrepreneurs. So we would like to thank Rafi, thank you very much for sending entrepreneurs. So they're gonna be sharing their journey, where they are right now, what's their business about. After that, we will be having 2 speakers. So one speaker will talk about the entrepreneurship mindset and spotting business opportunities. The next one will be on product development and marketing. Okay, so thank you very much, and we're happy because we're part of your journey. Thank you.
our first speaker. He's a best-selling author, an award-winning entrepreneur, and sought-after speaker. He has authored 8 books including the #1 national best-selling book, Ang Pera na Hindi Bitin, The Heart of Healing, which won a Gintong Aklat Award for Best Inspirational Book. His latest book, Real Men Are Pogi, How to Be Handsome in God's Eyes, also became a top 5 bestseller in National Bookstore. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome Mr. Ardy Roberto.
My name is Ardy Roberto, and I've been an entrepreneur for more than maybe 18, 19 years, okay? Ayan, okay? So initially, before I married her, I was a widower. I was married to Ting Ting Minsangan. She was my first wife before she passed away. We formed a company called Salt and Light Ventures. This was in the year 2000. Nagsimula lang kami sa isang maliit na sa aming garahe, 2 mesa, and then we started by putting together conferences and seminars, okay? We started small, but we dreamed big. And that's what the Go Negosyo handbook there in 21 steps on how to start a business encourages you to do. To start small, mag-start small muna, pero dream big. Okay? Start small, and then you can scale up, scale up, scale up, scale up until it becomes bigger. Don't start ng malaki kagad. Kasi when you're in business, studies show that I think in the first 5 years, there's an 80% failure rate. 80% failure rate for startups. Okay, for those who are thinking of going into business, you have to consider that. Okay, so that's why you need to learn all the basics. And why do they fail? There are many reasons. Okay, but there's a high failure rate. Okay? So there's a high rate of failure. So you need to know a lot about the business, okay? Yeah. So I also started another training company. It's called Inspire Leadership Consultancy. It's important also for me. I think my goal is to have multiple streams of income. So not just one business, but several businesses. Okay? So meron din akong isa pang training company. This was the award that we won in 2006. Then I also recently got invested and I'm a partner of this company called Flipside Digital Content. Okay, so what we do is we provide services to big publishers, or actually even one book authors to big publishers in the States. Tapos we digitize it. Diba, ginagawa namin ebook. One of the things as an entrepreneur, alam mo, an entrepreneur can fail if you don't know how to handle money. Kung personally, meron na kayong problema sa paghahawak ng salapi, how to handle your own personal cash flow, ano pa kaya pag may negosyo pa kayo? Di ba? So, dapat ngayon pa lang, you should learn how to handle finances properly. I want to ask you the question, why? Sabihin niyo, why? Why? Why do you want to be an entrepreneur? Or if you're in business already, why do you want to be in business? Okay? You start by, your dream is to provide, your reason is to provide for your own family, yourself, and then later on, to provide or maybe bless the other people who will share your passion, okay? Moves us to self-mastery. Now that you know or have an indication, sige, baka nga, sige, I have what it takes or to be an entrepreneur, or I need to work on being more adventurous, or I need to work on knowing how to handle cash flow. Once you're in business, once you're an entrepreneur, kailangan meron tayong tinatawag na self-mastery. Okay? You have to be. Kasi sa entrepreneur, when you're an entrepreneur, wala ka ng boss, wala ka ng board, di ba? You're on your own. You have to look out for yourself. And these are the things you need to master. Okay? Master yourself. So, para madaling tandaan, yung self, ginawa kong acronym. Okay? And self stands for, S is, kala nyo ha, you need to be willing, you need to have that mindset na willing kayo mag-suffer for your business. How many of you have businesses already and you've experienced that na nagsasuffer kayo? You're willing to put in, kahit hindi kayo matulog, di ba? Kahit you have to suffer and sacrifice time with sometimes your children or your spouse para lang makadeliver, para lang to please the customer, para lang matapos. Okay? Suffer is another word, can you believe, for passion. The Latin word of passion is pati. And pati means suffer. Kaya nga tinawag niyan the passion of the Christ. Diba? Because Christ was willing to suffer for you and I, for your sins. So you need to keep that in mind. Kailangan pag magnenegosyo kayo, isipin nyo, bago kayo magnegosyo, willing ba ako ng gano'n? Yung isa, sacrifice ko yung panonood ng sine, hindi na ako maglalaro ng Candy Crush kasi wala nang oras para dyan, or mag-Facebook ng matagal, or mag-social media, or maglaro-laro, whatever. You're going to have to focus. When I got into business, seriously, and I knew that I had to get to the next level, I asked myself, I have to sacrifice something. So what did I sacrifice? Tinanggal ko yung subscription ko ng cable TV. Hindi na ako naman yung cable TV. Okay? Hindi na rin ako, at that time, 5 years na ako naglalaro ng golf. Ang tagal ng golf eh. Buong araw yun, 4 hours in a week. So, minsan 2 beses. So, tinago ko na yung golf clubs ko. Hindi na ako naglaro ng golf. Okay? And I sacrificed also video games. Mahilig ako mag-PlayStation, etc. So, tinago ko lahat yun. You have to be willing to, you need to count the cost. Diba? Kasi hindi pwedeng pabanjing-banjing lang pa ng negosyo. You need to sacrifice and suffer, diba? So, suffer lang is another word for passion. You need to be so passionate about the business that you're willing to sacrifice. Okay? How many of you are willing to suffer to make that business successful? Yan. Okay. Baka angat pa rin ang mga kamay. Iba, kalahating kamay lang. Ano pa? E is energy or enthusiasm. The word enthusiasm comes from the Greek word enthusma, which means God within you. Okay? So when you have God within you, you have that energy, you have that enthusiasm. Kasi ang negosyo, maraming negosyo, lalo na sa service businesses, it's not high in capital, but high in energy. Kailangan mo ng energy or enthusiasm capital. How many of you started businesses know that? Diba? You need to be, hindi pwedeng, minsan you have to survive on 4 hours, 5 hours of sleep. Pero dapat high energy pa rin. Naranasan nyo na ba yun? Yung kulang kayo sa tulog, pero kailangan pa rin, sige na sige, kailangan nakangiti pa rin, di ba? Yeah. So, ganun klase. So, mga nag-iisip mang negosyo, ganun po pagdadaanan nyo. They did the study nga kasi marami nag-negosyo kasi sinasabi na, I want to be my own boss. I want to have my own time. That's true. You can. It's flexible. But they did a study that, you know what? Yung time na pinapasok na entrepreneur is even more than the time that is put in by an employee. Okay? But that's in the beginning. Because in the beginning, you will be overworked and underpaid. But later on, when the business prospers, you will be overpaid but underworked. Okay? Basta matuto kayo how to delegate later on and how to set up the business properly. Kasi may diferensya. There's a difference between self-employed and being an entrepreneur. Yung self-employed, kayo lang tao, kayo lang gumagawa ng lahat. And magsasara yung negosyo kung wala kayo. Yung entrepreneur has set up the business so that there's a system so that it can run even if you take a vacation for 1 month or 2 months. Ngayon, tanongin yung sarili nyo, kung may negosyo kayo, magsusurvive ba yung business nyo kahit wala kayo? If it can, then you're an entrepreneur. If not, self-employed pa rin kayo. Papunta pa lang kayo doon sa entrepreneur. So you need to find a way to set up a system para kahit wala kayo, na-duplicate yun na yung sarili nyo para tumatakbo yung negosyo, na wala kayo. When I was running Salt and Light Ventures, I hired a GM, I hired a staff. So, when there was problems with my health, kasi sobrang na-stress ako sa kaka-organize ng mga conferences, nakapag-sabbatical ako for 6 months. Remote control lang. I mean, may email naman ngayon, cellphone. I got a house in Tagaytay and I rested for 6 months. Okay. And actually, that year, it was even more profitable. So sabi ko, buti pa wala ako. Mas nagtatrabaho yung mga tao. You must have a learning heart. Like today, many of you have come from Batangas, from Nueva Ecija, and other places to be here in the heat with me, suffering, to learn. Because the more that you learn, the more that you will earn. Kasi what you may have learned in school, wala na siya. It's not applicable anymore. You have to keep on learning. And that's why I suggest, yung mga librong binigay sa inyo, basahin nyo. Hindi lang 1 beses, 2 beses, 3 beses. Write it down, all the lessons you learn in your own words. Have a learning heart. And lastly, F is faithfulness. You need to keep on keeping on, keep the faith. Have a vision for your business. Okay? Put it in front of you, keep it in your heart, and be faithful to that vision. Kasi yung vision yan is what will keep you going. Kahit may mga challenges, kahit may mga failures. Okay? Be faithful in finances, especially. Okay? Don't be tempted to shortcut. Don't be tempted to... kasi marami akong nakilala mga entrepreneurs, dito sila bumagsak because they were not honest in their dealings with the government when it comes to the BIR, with taxes, or their partners. So be faithful when it comes to finances, especially because it's your name. Okay? Pangalan mo ang nakataya dyan. So be faithful to the name that you represent. Okay? Kasi kahit malugi yung negosyo nyo, but if you have your name intact, kahit kailan, may tiwalang tao sa'yo, you can start up again. Pero pag kilala ka na, pare, huwag ka makikipag-partner dyan. Na-experience ko na yung pagkikipag-partner dyan. Wag, delikado yan. Diba? So you need to be faithful to all those 3. Okay? So again, what is self? S is for suffer. You have the passion. You're willing to pay the price of putting up a business and running the business. E is for energy. Okay, you need the enthusiasm. You need the high energy. L is for learn. Learn to earn. And F is for faithfulness. Okay? So those are the mindsets. I've simplified them because we don't have a lot of time, that you need to practice on every single day. Every single day. Okay? Sabi ni Dennis Waitley, let's read this all together. Everyone. Wait. Parang hindi naman kayo. So, parang tunaw na kayo ah. Again. More energy. Di ba? Kailangan natin energy. 1, 2, 3. Ayan. Okay? So we need persistence and patience. That's part of faithfulness. So pagtyagaan ng mga trials and hardships because, let's read this all together. So you have to be joyful nga when you face challenges. Pag nalugi ka ng 1 million, dapat joyful ka kasi it will develop your persistence and your perseverance. Diba? Okay, so what is an opportunity? Basahin nyo nga to. Opportunities are? Nowhere? Ayan. So that's the difference. Some of you said nowhere, but some of you will say now here. Okay. Give yourselves a big hand. Thank you so much for your attention. And my prayer is that all of you will succeed, and I'll see you again here at masasama kayo dyan sa mga newsletter, sa mga website stories of inspiring entrepreneurs. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sir Ardy. moving on to our next speaker. She's an active Go Negosyo Angelpreneur. She is involved in giving talks and mentoring aspiring entrepreneurs in the Philippines. Among the awards she received are 2015 Outstanding ASEAN Women Entrepreneur by the ASEAN Women Entrep Network, 2014 ASEAN Business Awardee for Women Leadership by the ASEAN Business Advisory Council. She's one of the finalists of 2011 Gawad Leader Award in Science and Technology by DOST, and one of the finalists in 2009 Entrepreneur of the Year by Ernst & Young. She's also the first certified professional marketer of Marketing Institute of the Philippines in 2011. She also served as the president of the Philippine Marketing Association in 2009 and one of the founding members of the Ernst & Young Global Women Advisory Council. Let us all welcome Ms. Mylene Abiva.
Alright, so I always say that marketing, kahit anong ganda ng negosyo natin, kung di tayo marunong mag-market, ano mayayari sa negosyo? Magsasara, di ba? Nag-start po ang Go Negosyo in 2005 and I was with them since 2005. So I've been with them for 10 years. And one of the things that I really treasure most is to go to places where none of the negosyantes want to go, which is what? Where? In Mindanao. And there were a few years where nobody would like to volunteer. Ako nag-volunteer. Sambuanga, kahit katatapos ng bomba doon. Sabi ko, pero sige, go pa rin kami. May kinidnap daw. Sabi ko, hindi, go. We went. And then Butuan. And also the very, very far areas like Daet. And so many more. I can't even remember where I went. But also, one of the things to segue to what Ardy mentioned is that ang mga entrepreneurs, tayo, we have to look for the opportunity. Sa akin, I'm an advocate of science and technology. Sa media, ang tawag sa akin, champion of the geeks. Kasi robotics po ang aking negosyo. What I'd like to share with you this afternoon is about marketing. You have to know your customers, who your customers are. You have to put yourselves in the customer's shoes. So we have to make sure that we give what the customers like. Like our words that hindi natin pwedeng sabihin. No, never, none. Yan, sabi sa mga tao ko sa Salesforce, basta may tanong sa inyo, yes, we can do it. Yeah? So customers, know your customers, who your customers are. Now, you need to get to know your customers by market segmentation and target marketing. Anong gusto nyo? Age bracket, female ba ang gusto nyong customer? Anong age? Is it from 18 to 25, or gusto nyo yung mga baby boomers na what? They're 30 to 50 years old, gano'n? So you have to put a segment kung ano yung market nyo. Hindi lang titira kayo sa buwan. Okay, that's the usual mistake of entrepreneurs. So what is market segmentation? What you do is you divide the total market into smaller similar groups or segments. Gusto ko female lang ang market. But there are times na meron for female. In fact, you can have a time happy hour for housewives. You know, idea na yon. Kasi they're just staying home. You know, you can have that. Bago umuwi yung mga bata from school. Or bago umuwi si Mister from his work. You can have that. And what age bracket. And then target market. Identify one or more segment. So you have, for example, you have food carts. Sa food cart, meron kayong pwedeng kwekwe or whatever, and then you have juice. Yan. So you can have what we call cross-selling techniques and for your target market. Next is that know what your customers are buying and apply the 4 positioning strategy. This is, I'm giving you marketing 101 in an hour or 40 minutes, but you just have to digest as much as you can. So establish the position in the minds of your customers. Ang importante sa marketing is top of mind. Top of mind. For example, I am the exclusive distributor of Lego, which is the #1 brand right now, no, in the world. Pag sinabing laruan, sasabihin, Lego yan. Because what? It's quality, right? So that's what we have achieved in the past 81 years, is that we have the position in the minds of the customers. Yan sana ang gagawin nyo, pinaka-goal nyo. Pag sinabing burger, McDo or Jollibee, ganon. So you have to try to be top of mind. Second is, provide simple and consistent message. When you have a business card, the first thing you have to do is, ano yung business nyo, right? So kami, we say, we modernize education. Yun lang, isang line. Okay, si Nike, let's do it. Tapos yung kanyang check na ano. So you have to make sure na pag tinignan yung business card nyo, alam na ng tao kung ano kayo. Huwag nyo namang lagay niya, meron ako nakita nakasalaysay, lahat ng services niya na, naku, Diyos ko, naloka ako dun sa kanyang calling card. So you don't have to make it an essay, but this is first contact, ha? This is first contact. Next, so you provide simple, consistent message. This is one message that you should be able to give to your first contact client.
You have to work hard, matipid, huwag asador, and be nice to people. Kasi you need them also. Miski na anong sabihin mo marami kang pera, you need people also.
Company product apart from customers. So in Nike example, yung mayroong aerodynamic. Sinasabi ko sa mga entrepreneurs, tama na yung gaya-gaya mentality natin. Pag si isa may spa, si kapitbahay may spa, dapat may spa din ako. Pag may restaurant si isa, meron din akong restaurant. So gaya-gaya talaga tayo. We have to make it different. And then focus on your position. So yun, sige Nike lightweight. No? So you have to make your brand, yung positioning nyo, dapat clear sa inyo, clear din sa mga clients nyo. Alright, number 3 is develop a competitive edge. Competitive edge is something that your company does better than competitors. Ito po, ayan, sinasabi ko ulit, branding. Can I shake your hand? Okay, ay magaling. Okay, ako, I can distinguish if the person is going to be trustworthy by the way he shakes my hand or she shakes my hand. Pag malabnaw, yung tapos yung pawis-pawis pa, tapos hindi makatingin sa mata mo, eye contact tayo, nako, baka lolokohin lang ako nito. So very important to have a firm 3 shakes. 1, 2, 3. Alright? And then, hindi yung talagang para namang babaliin nyo yung kamay nung kausap nyo, no? But just firm, and just look in the eye, and then it's also good to smile. So first, sige, thank you din. O branding, image, yun din, okay? Ang image nyo, you don't have to buy expensive clothes. Malinis lang. Okay, malinis lang. Mga Pilipino malinis naman tayo eh. Pero malinis, pero magsuklay naman. Saka sa mga kababaihan, alam nyo, kahit konting pulbo lang sa hindi mukhang bagong gising. Then, product and differentiation and reputation. So why is it that Ayala has been in the business for over 100 years? Because they were able to protect their reputation. So importante din sa inyo yun. Okay, branding is defined to identify and helps people relate to the product. People tend to buy with what they're familiar with. And consumers like to know what the product or services stands for. Pag nagtayo kayo ng negosyo, ano kayo? No? Pag-isipin nyo, sino kayo? Because that has to relate to your business and to the people you serve. Next, building and maintaining a favorable image in the minds of customers. So it's vital to, ang first point of contact is yourself. Next is your staff. Pag sumagot lalo ng telepono, parang sino ka? Meron ako na tawagan na ganun. Anong gusto mo? Anong order mo? Parang hello. So the way your staff relates to your customers, your vehicles, pati vehicles, your signage, lahat yan is all about image. Your station, yung stationery nyo, your business card, your brochures, leaflets, your media coverage, and your advertising. Price is not end all and be all. Hindi porket pinakamura yung produkto nyo, kayo ang magwawagi. Hindi po yan totoo. In fact, this is a loophole of many entrepreneurs. Hindi, papasok ako sa negosyo, mas mura ako. Hanggang dun lang. Remember, pag nagbaba kayo ng presyo, napakahirap magtaas na ng presyo. So, cost accounting kaya ako, frustrated accountant, is very important. Saka wag kayo bababa sa presyo dahil may competitor kayo na mas mataas. Hindi. You have to always see what we call value perception. Kahit mahal yan. Sino bumibili ng mga Armani? Sino bumibili ng mga Louis Vuitton? Because lahat naman yan bag eh. Isa lang naman ang pinanggalingan yan, China. Hindi, loko lang. No. Lahat, di ba? Because of value perception. Okay? And then must not sacrifice profitability for market share. Dahil gusto nyo kayong pinakabida dun sa barangay nyo or sa town nyo. Kaya, kayo, pinakamababa. Pero, market share nga, pinaka number 1 kayo. Pero ang kita nyo, ang tubo nyo, mababa. Okay. Next is product service differentiation. Imitation is the highest form of flattery. Hindi porket kayo nauna, kayo na yun. Tandaan nyo, ang daming nanggagaya dyan. No? So, always make sure that you remain unique. As an entrepreneur, change is the only constant thing. Kahit ang restaurant ang business nyo, kahit pagkain, kahit yung mga, anything, even a spa. You know, always make changes in your business because somebody else will come up with a better idea. And innovation is important. You should constantly be looking for new ways to service or search to improve your product. And then next, good work, do good work. Ito, ako importante, that's why I said in my video that you have to have some form of social responsibility. You help your community, you help other entrepreneurs. Kasi good work comes back to you in many blessings. Next is define excellence and make it your objective. Sa Lego po, only the best is good enough sa amin. Yan ang aming culture. Because true, kahit tumanda na tayo, andyan pa rin yung mga Lego bricks nyo. Pwede yung imana sa mga apo nyo at sa apo ng apo nyo. Because it's the best product and that's our culture. Huwag tayong, lalo na yung mga sa food, una, ang dami ng bibigay, madami, tapos lumiliit na lang kumukonti, pangit na yung sangkap. No? Always try to maintain the quality and excellence. Always strive for excellence, even with your staff. Even with your staff. Sinasabi ko sa mga negosyante, your business is only as good as the people you keep. Diba? Kasi parang friends yan eh. Pag yung mga friends mo, bilasa ka din. Right? So you have to be able to take care of your staff. You have to be able to take care of them because they will take care of your customers. The next is setting pricing and pricing strategy. So you have pricing may be taken as an indication of quality. So again, this is value perception. Alright? Don't try to make your product the cheapest. You have to have the price that it deserves. Okay, next, pricing of your product depends on the customers, your market, your product or service, competitors, your product life cycle, and the customers will make comparisons. So perceived value. Talagang magko-compare talaga ang mga customers nyo. Kahit mas mataas kayo, pero sasabihin naman ng customer, ay, hindi, kasi mas maganda naman yung sa kanya. Right? So yun ang dapat natin i-achieve. That the customer still prefers to buy a more expensive or value-perceived product because it is much better. So you have special offers, you have here the loss leaders. Ito medyo, mas in-depth na, no? But you have to see if your product is dying. That's when the only time magsa-special offer kayo. Huwag kayong magsa-start na, okay, 40% discount, nilo-launch nyo pa lang yung product nyo. Anong perception ng tao? Ay, bulok yan, di ba? So huwag kayong magdi-discount right away, only when you really need to. So special offers when it's dying, tapos when you have to counter competition. Okay, and then 5 is prepare a marketing plan. Marketing plan is very simple. Huwag kayong matakot. Marketing plan is just, kung gusto nyo, 2 lang. Plus or minus. What is my positive attributes or positive things about my business and negative? Ganun lang, plus or minus. Pwede kayong gumawa ng napakasimple lang na And then SWOT analysis means strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Okay, so number 1 is identify your target market. Identify your competitive edge. Anong mas magaling kayo dun sa competitor nyo? And then carry out a SWOT analysis. How can I improve my product based on what I have seen in the competitor's product? Okay, so you do your research. Huwag po tayo papasok sa negosyo na hindi tayo nag-aaral. Nag-aaral, pinag-aaralan natin yung negosyo natin. Yun po lagi ang kamalian ng mga negosyante. Papasok sila, nagkaroon sila ng malaking pera, ay, gusto kong magtayo ng ganito. But not thinking that you have to have a marketing plan. And finally, marketing strategies involves keeping existing and finding new ones. Being a customer is much easier or less expensive than a new one. 50% ang cost if you want a new customer. Ganun po yung ano yan. So, ibig sabihin po, alagaan natin ang existing customer, then we save more money. Yon. And then, product or service development, kailangan po, as I said, innovate, innovate, innovate. As entrepreneurs, kahit anong negosyo natin, kailangan tayong malagi nag-i-innovate. Market extension, kung ang product nyo is, for example, yung mga bee products na nabibili po sa Tagaytay. So, meron silang soap, may shampoo, may insect repellent. So, try to extend the product that you have and make it more SKUs or more kinds of other byproducts. Diversification, developing new products for new markets. So, you can do, for example, for the hotel industry, para dun sa bee-made products and so on. Okay, so with that, that's my last slide. I'd like to say congratulations to all of you, and I hope that in the few minutes that I have shared whatever wisdom I have, natutunan niyo po maging better marketer.
Choco Broom po ay nag-umpisa na sa grocery si Mrs. So ngayon sumasama ako. So because na yung curiosity natin sa what's new. So ngayon, nung nag-grocery, nakita ko ng biscuit na cottage saka marshmallow. So nung nakita na yung marshmallow na yon, so parang baliwala lang. Pero nung pag-uwi namin sa bahay, parang hindi mabura. So the following day, parang laging lumalabas sa isipan na ano kayong pulbur na yung coated na marshmallow na yon, saka yung biscuit. Ano kaya pwede natin gawin? Kasi mas maganda gawin natin para pag ginawa natin, makikita natin ano yung need to improve. So, doon pumasok na nag-try na kami. So, nung nag-try na kami, talaga nabasag. Sabi ko, ay, hindi pwede. Pinto muna natin. So, wala. Nag-isip-isip, pintuhan na naman. So, the following din naman, gumawa uli kami. So, nag-try kami. Nung nag-try kami, medyo improve. Pero talaga doon pa rin, tumigil na naman uli kami. Following day, ganun uli. Sabi ko, hanggang sa kakaulit mo, talagang na-perfect na namin. So, doon na kami nag-decide na sige, i-coated na natin. So, nung kinot na namin ng chocolate, pinapist namin. Hanggang sa ilang driving kami. Hanggang nung, alam mo yung pag nasarap na lalaki, ay, sarap na nito. Yung totaling ganun. So, nakuha mo na talaga yung ano. So, yun, sabi ko, okay na to. So, stop na natin. Nag-ano na kami mag-asawa, ano ba pwede natin gawin dito? Paano natin ibenta? So, yung may kaibigan kami, sabi ko, yung mother mo saan nagtrabaho? Nandiyan sa Alabang. O sige, pasalubungan mo, patikimin mo. Aba, nasarapan. Sabi, magkano daw? Actually, siya yung unang naming customer. Yung 10 packs na order. Nag-repeat order siya. So sabi ko, so ito na yung time, dalhin ko sa trabaho. Kaya lang hindi ko alam kung paano ko i-start sa trabaho. Ginagawa ko, alam niyo yung locker, pagpasok. Nilagay ko sa ibabaw para mapansin. Doon sabi, kuya, ano yan? Kumalat sa ibabaw. Sabi ko, ay, polvoron. Sabi, ba't ganyan? Kulay brown. Sabi ko, chocolate coated siya. Meron bang ganon? Oo. Makulit. Sabi ko, halika, ibigay ko yung isang pack sa'yo, and then, pasample mo sa mga kasamahan mo. So, doon siya nag-start na.
Una-una, papasalamat kami sa interest ninyo na sumali ngayon dito po sa negosyo seminar, which is Negosem. Negosem, this is the basics for getting into business. And being the basics, as we envision yung advocacy talagang Go Negosyo, we want to create that enterprising mindset para umasenso lahat. Para lahat mag-move up. No? And yung mga so meron dyan yung hindi mag-negosyo, and huwag natin pilitin lahat mag-negosyo. Yun ang aming principle sa Go Negosyo. Kasi maaaring kayo ay magaling na in your respective career and you can be successful likewise. So let me clarify, no? Si Go Negosyo mindset, success mindset yan. Now you can be the best in whatever you do, your passion, whether you're as a lawyer, doctor, accountant, you're great in singing, dancing, arts, do that. That's your passion. Yun yung parang service or business. So, let me clarify that. So, pwede kayong maging tagumpay din doon. Kasi tinutulak ng Go Negosyo, lahat ng Pilipino, pwede talaga magtagumpay. Okay? Ngayon, may track din, aside from kung hindi man yung meron ganong profession, career, may track din about pagnenegosyo. So, nandito ngayon yung isang track na we are also empowering entrepreneurs, which is a tagline of API now, no? Yung mga gusto naman magnegosyo, tuturuan natin ng basic. And it is really important, kaya natutuwa po ako that you have shown interest to attend it, you took time out of your schedule to learn the basics. Kasi kung ako rin mag-uumpisa ng isang negosyo, I want to start right. Having the right principle, hindi bara-bara. Marami sa basics that we show na nag-umpisa yung negosyo, diba? 80% siguro magpasa lang, hindi tagumpay. Kasi maaaring hindi tama yung pagkakisa nila. Or they're driven by a different reason. Pero kung in that seminar, yung lectures natin ngayong hapon, I think maisabi sa atin, ano yung tamang mindset, ano yung tamang paghahanap ng oportunidad, ano yung product yung imamarket ang produkto, the importance of having a clear product positioning, the importance of having a unique selling proposition, kakaiba ang produkto. Those are basic principles na that will guide us that our business will have a greater chance of succeeding. Hindi yung guarantee, sabi ko, greater chance. Pero at least, nabawasan na yung probability na hindi magpapagulpan. Maaaring nandun na kayo sa 20%, hindi na dun sa mag-fail na 80%. So, we have those principles that hopefully nag-notes tayo kung hindi man nandun yan sa Go Negosyo book on how to start and grow a business. So, yun yung pag-uumpisa. That is starting on your own. At kung may magandang business concept, may idea, yun yung starting on your own. Passionate kayo, ang ganda ng produkto ko. Yung gagawin kong sandwich, the best, everything on it. Yun, yung mga passionate ka, o magaling akong gumawa ng pizza, gumawa ng ganito, or may passion kayo about a particular business, let's say mahilig kayo sa tracking, tracking ang negosyo nyo. Mahilig kayo magkutingting ng tracks, magkutingting ng kotse, mag-design ng mga pintura ng kotse, ng stickers, decals, that can be your business. So depende talaga sa interest mo kung ano talaga yung passion nyo. So at least kung doon natin iuumpisa yung foundation ng business, talagang lalaki ang probability na magtatagumpay kasi passionate kayo. And lahat ng negosyo and entrepreneur, nakita natin mga entrepreneur natin ngayon, sila Mr. Ferdy, Mark Anthony, saka kanina sila Mylene, sila Ardy, passionate sila. No? So yun po ang kailangan, the basic foundation. Ngayon, if you have a business idea, ito po yung negosyo seminar. But we invited our friends from the ASI dahil hindi naman lahat or hindi ganun kadali may business idea ka. Kaya pinapresent din natin that there are so many negosyo models that are tried and tested na nasa listahan ng API, pupuntahan ninyo yung website nila. At you can get different concepts na hiyang sa inyo. Yung bang hahanapin nyo na lang, ano bang hilig ko dito sa listahan na to? Mahilig ba ako sa pharmacy, sa mga gamot? Then I'll go to the pharmacy nito. Or sa mga milk tea, then I'll go to affinity. So, depende, no? But these are tried and tested concepts na ine-endorse naman ng Go Negosyo na dun sa mga hindi pa makadevelop ng sariling idea ng business. That's why it's important to consider franchising. And thanks to API for partnering with us. Thanks to Rafi. Ang galing palang host ni Rafi, pwedeng Boy Abundan. Palakpakan natin si Rafi and API, and of course our friends from Anthony Doc, Ferdy and Mark Anthony. Salamat po. So franchising, tried and tested. So yun yung sinasabi natin kesa trial and error, no? Pero hindi pa rin daw guarantee yun. Kailangan tutukan mo yung kukunin mong franchise. Parang negosyo mo talaga yon. So hindi pwedeng kumuha akong franchise, automatic na yan, no? So ang dami namin narinig na storya na mga nag-fail dahil hindi kasalanan ng franchise, hindi talagang pinabayaan na, no? So yun yung point natin doon about franchising. And there's another there are other options. It could also be mga direct selling is a form of business then. Pero tulad sa franchising, meron po kaming mga partner institutions, we would probably endorse or kung mamimili lang din kayo, doon kayo sa listahan ng mga let's say businesses sa AFI dahil they self-police alam mo hindi scam. Or yung isa pa rin natin partner, Philippine Franchise Association, PFA. So yun ang mga i-consider ninyo at outside that, hindi namin masasagot, ano? Pero within those, yung mga members nila, I think we can say na safe to consider. Sa direct selling naman, para ma-avoid yung mga scams, there are also mga direct sellers na registered sa Direct Selling Association of the Philippines. Nakapartner din ni Go Negosyo. So DSA, Direct Selling Association of the Philippines. Yun naman, meron isa ring form of ready business that you can start. So in all this, ito po, negosyo basics pa lang. And we're happy that you have shown interest. Remember, this is the basic. Marami pang learning. It should be a continuous learning. So ngayon may seminar kayo narinig. I hope hindi pumasok at lumabas, nag-notes at tipong you internalized it at it will guide your further yung decision na gagawin po ninyo. There is the book for constant reference as in any business and especially in the development stage. You will have to have mentors, advisors. So Go Negosyo can provide that, yung mga preliminary advice and mentorship. You can just email us or call us for your next step. We won't tell you specifically go to this, go to that, but we will tell you the process that you will have to do. For example, kailangan mo pag-aralan yung market research, or sino bang target market natin? Yung mayaman, mahirap, yung bata, matanda. So ina-identify yon kasi that will determine anong produkto ba yung ilalabas natin, anong positioning ng produkto. That's when na-identify na tayong produkto. So we will give our advice, ano yung mga processes, next steps involved. So mentorship is important, continuous learning, continue to be actively attending trade fairs, seminars, read more books about business. So hindi po namin kiniklaim ito na lahat, but at least ito may bird's eye view na kayo. Ano yung mga basic principles on how to start a business. And then eventually after all these learnings, you will have to come up with your business concept na hiyang sa inyo. Ang business na bagay sa atin, actually yun yung challenge sa atin ngayon. Ano yung business na bagay sa atin? Maring nasa business na tayo ngayon, pero parang wala akong gana dito. So maaaring hindi ito yung business na bagay sa atin. Pag-isipan natin, after learning yung mga principles ngayon, kailangan yung business na ganado ako at business na may galing ako. So Go Negosyo, we stand for hanapin yung kung saan yung ganado tayo at saan yung may galing tayo. Kasi in the end, it's not about character only. We can talk about character. Pero kung wala yung competence, yung galing, kailangan yun yung edge mo sa negosyo. No? And in fact, I would summarize it. Nagulat na ako, may 5 C's pala si Rafi. So ako naman po, siguro pinitwitch ko naman po for some years na, in effect, 5 C's also. No? The first C is character, yung sinasabi kong may ganado, persistent, positive attitude, character. Pangalawa, competence, yun yung galing. Hindi pwedeng attitude, kailangan may skills, may galing. Pangatlo, yung continuous creativity, similar to what Rafi shared. Dahil sa negosyo, ay pag either mag-umpisa ka, or even in RFN, as big as RFN, continuous creativity po, hindi pwedeng same products ng same product. Yung selecta na ini-enjoy natin, kita nyo parating may bagong flavor, no? Kahit yung masarap na Magnum, may ini-invento pa rin ibang flavor na Magnum. Or Cornetto, meron na ngayong ube at keso. Siguro mo, dati chocolate lang yon. So, continuous yung innovation doon. Pangatlo, ay pang-apat, so character, competence, creativity, yung parang checking the market, consumer, no? Yan naman po yung talagang ibabangga natin kung saan yung passion natin at ano pa yung may demand. Baka mamaya gusto natin, wala namang may hilig, wala namang may demand. No? So, and then lastly is similar to what was shared, as entrepreneurs, especially in Go Negosyo, we always endorse an entrepreneur na may concern for others. So the last C, last but not the least. So we always try to give back. So yung mga Go Negosyante na na-affiliate sa Go Negosyo, there's always that consciousness na to give back also. Kaya ito, mga nag-iimbita sa forum, walang bayad po sila, they share their time to share. So yan po yung showing concern for others. And tayo po lahat, siguro may konting spirituality na kailangan we always try to see whether our business is doing good for other people, either for creating employment or satisfying consumers, etc. So concern for others is very important. Pag ganon, good vibes, magtatagumpay yung negosyo. Okay, so kailangan may ganado tayo at may galing. Magandang gabi po.
Let's go, kinabukasan ay gawin nating makulay. Sama-sama na tayo sa tagumpay. Pilipinas, ngayon na ang oras. Tayo'y umasenso na. Let's go, Pinoy. Tara magnegosyo na. Let's go, Pinoy. Kung sa business kayo ay may success, kung ang ideya nyo'y truly the best, kung hanap ninyo ay isang kasosyo, let's go, let's go, let's go, negosyo. Go, 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 negosyo. Pilipinas, now is our time. Go, 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 negosyo. Lang ay positibo sa buhay, maging malikhain sa lahat ng bagay. Pilipinas, now is our time. Halina't subukan na. Let's go, Pinoy. Bansay aasenso na. Let's go, Pinoy. Kung sa business kayo ay may